Hey, it's Levon, and you are listening to WRJB.
Hey there, everybody. I'm downtown Noah Brown. Webster's Dictionary defines harmony as the combination of simultaneously sounded musical notes to produce chords and chord progressions having a pleasing effect. But for Levon, a country trio based out of Nashville, it describes over 10 years of grit, determination, life on the road, and the ongoing pursuit of the vocal sweet spot. In the days approaching their upcoming tour dates in Paris and Holiday, Tennessee, I was fortunate enough to speak to Jake Singleton, Michael David Hall, and Ryan Holiday to discuss a number of topics, including the early days of the band, touring adventures, and their new music on the horizon. This is Words and Music with Levon on WRJB 95.9. In this first interview segment, the guys talk about the band that they were in previous to Levon and how that shaped their sound overall.
Yeah, I kind of went from one end of the spectrum in music. I started as heavy as I could find because I started as a drummer, so I wanted to find things that were as complicated to play as possible. And so I went straight into metal when I was a teenager. Drove to Columbia, South Carolina, an hour away from where I lived, to play in my first band when I was like 17. Came up with as complicated drum parts as I could with them. That band obviously went nowhere. And then my brother convinced me to move to Nashville, and I started drumming for this rock band, like more rock, not metal band in Nashville. And then eventually I met these guys, and I was like, oh, this is soul music. Right. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Like, this is music that feels good. The lyrics are there. Like, I want to do this.
And I was in a band that I started in college at Indiana University and signed a deal with Island Def Jam in New York. And we had quite the college run, playing so many colleges, kind of the Dave Matthews approach. I got my first kind of taste of the touring life and loved it. And we had just kind of a clash, a creative clash. And I wanted to go in a more soulful route and not dance around the stage as much. That band was called South Jordan. We wrote kind of like what happened with Levon, is we went in, wrote close to 100 songs, and I got so many relationships started in Nashville from it, which is, that to me was so valuable, just being on everybody's radar and the networking from that. But the band ultimately could not stick together.
I was in a band called Ryan Holiday. Did some bluegrass stuff.
Yeah. We know.
You're like the added highlight to everyone else's band.
Yeah, it's just.
You were in Good Karma. You were in Trigger.
Good Karma. Hey, Trigger. That's a good throwback. I like that.
In this next segment, Michael David Hall and Jake Singleton discuss the process that actually led to Levon being formed and how they eventually got together with Ryan Holiday.
We met playing in different bands at this the restaurant that you worked, right? The Wild Ginger, and started jamming from there. And we did work with a producer from the beginning then, and had some other guys that we were trying out to be that third part, and then we eventually got that record deal. And then just soon after that, down the road, found Ryan.
Yeah, it was actually kind of stunning. We signed this record deal. We go in and we sign a deal, and the next week when we're like dealing with the contract, the guy at the time was also playing with Janet Kramer, and he must have had a pretty serious talk with her, and he was like, guys, I can't commit. And he went off and played, and we saw him down the road at a music festival. We were playing, both groups were playing, and I just remember feeling really comfortable and happy that it worked out the way it did, because if that didn't happen, then we wouldn't have found Ryan. So pretty cool. Like, life works.
Thank you.
Life works in mysterious ways.
That was kind of a terrifying couple of weeks, like waiting for the papers to go through and then finding out that he wanted to back away. And I don't want it to sound like we're downing the guy either. It's a very different thing to be a full-time hired gun for different bands and then to commit to just the one band.
Yeah.
And I think when it was coming down to like signing the papers for the record deal, he was like, wait. I want to keep being able to hire myself out and doing all these other bands. Like he didn't want to commit to just being the one band. Like that's a very different thing. So I understand where he was coming from, but I kind of wish we realized that was where his head was at. Like we should have talked about that more beforehand. And yeah, it was just a terrifying week.
There will be more of my conversation with Levon to come, but first up, the world radio premiere of a tune that they've played for many, many years in concert, but has never had a studio release until now. This is Feel Like Home here on WRJB B95.
Now I was 12 years old before my toes ever touched the sand. You're just like your mama. Where I'm from, they tell me all the time I act like my old man. We're 1,000 miles from anywhere we know. Oh, don't it feel like home? Don't it feel like heaven? Don't it feel like someplace we're supposed to be forever? No matter where we go, we're lost somewhere alone. Don't it feel like home? Don't it feel like home? I'm Carolina moonshine. You're the kind of California sunshine guys like me just dream about. We met up in the middle. Now every little welcome sign we pass feels like it could be our town. Oh, don't it feel like home? Don't it feel like heaven? Don't it feel like someplace we're supposed to be forever? No matter where we go, when we're lost somewhere alone. Don't it feel like home? Don't it feel like home? Anytime I got your hand in mine, anywhere I got you by my side. When I kiss you and you close your eyes, don't it feel like home? 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 Don't it feel like heaven? Don't it feel like someplace we're supposed to be forever? No matter where we go, when we're lost somewhere alone. Don't it feel like home? Don't it feel like home?